When it comes to modern air power, the United States has the F-35. Russia boasts the Su-57, both household names. But what about Europe? The answer is the Eurofighter Typhoon, a supersonic multi-role fighter born from the joint efforts of four major powers: Germany, the United Kingdom, Italy, and Spain. The Typhoon isn't just a product of leading aerospace giants like Airbus, BAE Systems, and Leonardo. It's a symbol of shared defense strategy, coordinated under NATO. More than a weapon, it stands as a fusion of cutting-edge technology, industrial cooperation, and allied military strength. Originally designed for air superiority, the Typhoon soon evolved into a true multi-role fighter, taking on air combat, ground attack, air defense, and patrol missions. In an increasingly unpredictable world, a flexible platform like the Typhoon has become the smart choice for many nations. So, what has kept the Typhoon soaring strong for over 2 decades? And why does it remain Europe's trump card in the sky? International defense industry cooperation sounds grand, but with the Eurofighter Typhoon, it often felt more like a group project where everybody brought along their ego. Back in the 1970s, as European nations realized they needed a modern fighter jet to avoid falling behind the United States and the Soviet Union, joint initiatives began to spring up. The UK, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain sat down together and started sketching the dream of a next-generation fighter. But, much like a band with too many conductors, things quickly spiraled into disagreements over technical specs, budgets, and of course, that classical question, who's in charge? France insisted on a carrier-capable design, while the others not so much. The result? France pulled out and launched its own Rafale project. The remaining four, the UK, Germany, Italy, and Spain, refused to give up. They pressed on, rolling out prototypes like the ACA and later the EAP, whose design wasn't far off from what the Typhoon would become. To keep things on track, they even formed Eurofighter GmbH and Eurojet Turbo GmbH, specialized joint ventures for the aircraft and its engines. Even so, the road was anything but smooth. Tangled bureaucracy, technical hiccups like the 2001 flight control issue that put the project on temporary hold. Even the name Typhoon stirred controversy as it echoed a famous World War II fighter. Yet, despite every setback, the Eurofighter Typhoon took flight, adopted by European air forces and continuously upgraded, proving its worth in modern skies. A clear example is that, with enough persistence and a lot of patience with one another, Europeans really can turn endless meetings into a real-life fighter jet. The Eurofighter Typhoon is the result of cutting-edge aerodynamics, advanced materials, and state-of-the-art avionics all coming together. In terms of design, the Typhoon features a delta wing combined with canards, a configuration that delivers outstanding agility, especially in close-range dogfights. Intentionally crafted to be slightly unstable, it relies on a quadruple redundant digital fly-by-wire system to keep the aircraft within safe limits, giving pilots the confidence to push maneuvers without overstepping the mark. The cockpit follows the HOTAS principle, allowing pilots to manage combat situations without ever taking their hands off the controls. The airframe is largely built from composite materials with 82% of carbon fiber and reinforced fiberglass, reducing weight, boosting durability, and even lowering the radar signature. Its design lifespan spans at 6,000 flight hours. Though not a stealth fighter, the Typhoon is fine-tuned for reduced radar cross-section through smart surface shaping, RAM coatings, and clever weapon placements. In Pirate IRST system lets the Typhoon track targets without switching on the radar, keeping detection risks to a minimum. Powering the Typhoon are two Eurojet EJ200 engines. It can reach speeds of over Mach 2, but more importantly, it can supercruise at Mach 1.5 without afterburners, a major edge in fuel efficiency and sustained combat performance. The Typhoon's service ceiling hits 55,000 feet, with a maximum range of 2,900 kilometers when equipped with external fuel tanks. The cockpit is a true glass cockpit featuring 3 multifunctional displays, control inputs via buttons, voice commands, and an integrated helmet-mounted sight systems HMSS. The Link 16 data link and GPWS terrain warning system help pilots stay situationally aware in dynamic battlefields. For defense, the Typhoon's Praetorian DASS works like a smart shield, automatically detecting, rejecting, and countering threats with electronic measures, decoys, or jamming. Backing this up is the AIS sensor fusion system, giving pilots the ability to process data and make decisions on the fly. At the heart of its sensor suite is the Captor-E AESA radar, especially in the Mk2 variant for the RAF, which isn't just a radar but also a cutting-edge electronic warfare tool, capable of detection, jamming, and electromagnetic attacks. That's why the Typhoon continues to hold its edge in today's electronic warfare environment. Soon after entering service between 2003 and 2005, the Eurofighter Typhoon took on Quick Reaction Alert QRA duties, guarding the airspace of Germany, the United Kingdom, Italy, and Spain. In 2007, RAF Typhoons intercepted a Russian Tu-95 bomber approaching British airspace, marking the start of a long series of patrol missions. The Typhoon's combat debut came in 2011 during the Libya campaign, where British and Italian jets carried out both patrol and ground attack missions. Although they initially needed tornado support for target designation, the operation marked the beginning of the Typhoon's true multi-role combat role. Beyond the Mediterranean, the Typhoon also took part in Baltic air policing and intercepting Russian aircraft. In the campaign against ISIL, British and Saudi Typhoons flew numerous strike missions over Syria, Iraq, and Yemen after employing advanced precision-guided weapons. Notably, the Typhoon scored its first air-to-air kill in 2021 by shooting down a drone over Syria. The following year, it fired live munitions at naval targets for the first time during Exercise Atlantic Thunder. From landing on highways in Finland, taking part in operations in Yemen and the Middle East in 2024, the Typhoon has proven itself not just as Europe's flagship fighter, but a true combat-tested multi-role jet of the 21st century. The Eurofighter Typhoon has earned its place with notable achievements, but its journey hasn't been without challenges. Right from the development phase, the notorious pilot-induced oscillation (PIO) issue in 2002 once forced engineers to redesign the flight control system, a costly lesson in the complexity of cutting-edge technology that led to delays and budget overruns. Once in service, the Typhoon wasn't immune to mishaps, crashes during training, mid-air collisions, and technical faults, some with fatal consequences, often grounded the fleet for inspections and fixes. At one point, the RAF even had to strip aircraft for spare parts due to shortages, while pilots sometimes struggled to keep up with the jet's ever-expanding capabilities. Beyond technical hurdles, the Typhoon faced financial and political headwinds. Austria's decision in 2020 to retire its Typhoon fleet over high maintenance costs, coupled with illegal disputes with Airbus, stands as a prime example of the tough dilemmas facing multinational defense programs. Looking back, the Typhoon clearly shows that the challenge of a modern fighter isn't just about advanced tech, but also about sustainment, logistics, training, and long-term management. Even the most capable warplane needs solid support on the ground to truly unleash its full potential.